Okay, last week we had minimalist tech, all the stuff that you need for an online business. Today I'm going to show you how to actually put all this together and make a minimalist kind of flowing setup, okay? So that people can find you on YouTube and then start to join your programs. So let's head on over to Canva and we'll get into this. Okay, so first of all, you need to attract people, right? So first you want to attract. How do we do this? We do this with either paying for it or through social media. So for me, that is my YouTube channel. Okay. So I am using YouTube to attract clients. In my YouTube videos, I am trying to narrow down into my niche. Okay. So my YouTube videos are very specifically for yoga, health, or fitness people to grow on YouTube. Okay. I'm not teaching gamers how to grow on YouTube. I'm not teaching vloggers how to grow on YouTube. They could probably use my tips, but that's not what I'm doing. Okay. So we want to get very niche. Okay. So we're going to niche down. I know I hate that word, but niche down. And then you are going to get them onto your email list. Okay. So you are going to share a freebie, newsletter, or anything else to get them onto your email list. Okay. So one thing that I do other than freebie and newsletter is I will also share my product. Okay. Because how do people know you've got something if you don't sell? So you can actually sell to people on here as well. So I have my membership. So that is also what comes up on here, right? So firstly, it's attract. So YouTube to niche down. Then I'm sharing my freebie, my newsletter, and my membership. So let's just make sure that this is clear to understand by putting a square around it. Okay, so that's step one, right? Attract. Then we're going to share this into the next thing, which is your emails, right? Because once they've found you, they are then joining your emails. Emails. So what are we doing in our emails? We are warming them up. Okay. Apparently I cannot spell today. Warming them up. So we are sharing with them your latest YouTube video, tips and advice, updates, selling, collaborations. Okay, we're doing all of this in our emails. So you can never say that you don't know what to share in your emails, right? There are so much that you should be sharing. God, I really cannot spell today. Advice. So one thing that I do here is, let's just show you. I will do one email advertising my latest YouTube video. Okay. In my YouTube videos, I'm normally advertising my membership or my courses anyway. Okay, so they're also getting that. I would then also share one other. So that could be maybe a collaboration that I'm a part of. Maybe it's a full selling email. Maybe it's like personal story. And on all of these, if it's not the full selling, there's always a PS about your offer, about my offer. Okay. So I'm always sending 2 emails a week for this. Now, when somebody signs up to your freebie, that should also have its own automation system. Okay. So what I'm going to do here is we're going to copy this again for if they are on your freebie. Okay. So on your freebie, you are still warming them up, right? So you are sharing your freebie. And then after they've got that, you are going to send at least, and don't be disheartened by this, at least 10 emails, right? Warming them up for your offer. Okay. So you've got one for the freebie. If it's like a 5-day challenge, that's 5 emails anyway, right? Because they're getting an email every single day. So you've got one for your freebie. You want a one kind of like a catch-up email. So as in, how did you get on with the freebie? Do you have any questions? Right? Then you're going to do the sell. Then the next 7 are going to be selling emails. Okay. So the next 7 are going to be things like objections, any objections that they might have. Maybe it's a full what's inside the offer, right? Maybe it's you need to hear this, and it's kind of like if you stay where you are, you're not going to get any further. This is why you need this thing, right? You're going to do 10 emails altogether. I'm just going to put etc. there, okay? Because you're going to put whatever you can to get that sale. Okay, so that's your freebie. Okay, so we've got our attraction. Let's just move all these up. We've got our attraction, which is your social media. You've got your emails, which are warming them up. Your freebies, which leads to an automation, right? And then after this, they have had so many touch points about your offer, they should be in, right? And if they're not in, all we're doing is we are repeating this, okay? Repeat, repeat, repeat. Sending out those emails, sending out your YouTube video, which is warming them up anyway, and selling your offer at the end of it, right? In some of your YouTube videos, you should be selling, not just sharing your freebie, okay? Because some of these people, they're going to have already been on your email list because they got your freebie, but they're still not ready to buy. So keep warming them up for your YouTube videos. Keep showing that you have an offer, even if you're not actually saying, come and join my offer. Even if you're just like, oh, by the way, this person in my membership managed to get this pose. They managed to get these results, right? It's just sharing that you have an offer. So make sure that you're always doing that. And then what happens? Then they become clients, okay? So then they become clients. So this is when then you start actually teaching them, right? So in my case, this is when they join Moments because that's my platform, right? So we've got our YouTube, we've got our emails, then they join Moments. So from here, what happens is they get a welcome email. They get told to download the app and join the Facebook group. Okay, we have a Facebook group where I also share more information in there. So they get told to do that. I then have a start here section. Okay, so they have a couple of videos. I think it's like 3 videos to watch that shows them exactly how to use the membership, right? How to join live classes, how to plan their yoga classes, how to improve, what they get access to. They have free welcome videos that literally guides them step by step. And then after that, they're in, right? So after their first week, you're going to send them an email. So email after first week to check in, okay? Ask them how they are getting on. Ask them how they are enjoying it. Ask them if there's any questions that they have, okay? So email after week to check in and ask questions, okay? Once you've had that touch point, it's fine. The only other thing I tend to do then is if I haven't seen them for about 3 months, so if 3 months with no contact, as in you haven't seen them show up in the membership, you haven't seen them on live classes or whatever it is that you're doing, then I contact again, right? So then I contact, ask how they're getting on. And that is it. After that, I leave it. And that is exactly the this is it, right? This is the minimalist system. This is all you need. This is actually all you need to make a business work. It does not have to be complicated, okay? This is it. So attract your clients, warm them up through emails and freebies, and eventually they will become clients anyway. If they're not converting into clients, that's normally a messaging problem, okay? So if you're getting people onto your email lists, you know that your freebie or however you're getting them onto your email list is working. If they're in your emails, but they're not converting to the membership, you know that there's a messaging problem in your membership or your program, right? As in, maybe it's not appealing enough. Maybe it's not niche enough. Maybe you're not advertising the outcome enough. There's a messaging problem there, okay? So this is exactly what we do inside of Wellness YouTubers. We start gaining more subscribers to our YouTube channel because once you start gaining more subscribers, they start getting further and further down the funnel, right? The more subscribers you get, the more people you have to go down that funnel. So you need to start growing your YouTube channel first. So if you haven't started to do that, go and check out Wellness YouTubers because that's exactly what I teach is the A to Z on how to grow your yoga, health, and fitness YouTube channel. And if there's any steps that you are missing from this class, go and put them into place now and you will start to see the difference. And if you have any questions, drop them down in the comments.